around him, his owner and the general manager. They've been a terrific trio for almost 2 decades now.
The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Harden can't hit. Outside Leonard. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage anyway. It was only with one hand, but he threw it down pretty hard.
And the Rockets with possession here after the basket by San Antonio. And here's Harden for 3. That's good. Harden's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now Parker. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. This one for 3. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Good. Harden's got 5 now.
He had his choice of finishing moves there, and you just got to love the fact he went old school with the finger roll.
Parker dishes to Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Green's got a couple of threes now in the first with the Spurs. The Rockets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. This past offseason, the Spurs found themselves with a bit of wiggle room when it came to the salary cap.
For so long, Kevin, they've been able to only make moves through the draft and with minor adjustments, things they really do well, but flexibility was new to them, and I'm sure they'll take full advantage of it.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Ariza has the open look, and again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at that 3-point shot.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 4 on 3-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range.
Well, for the Spurs, who knows what the future holds. It's an aging team, but they do have some players to build around, and so they could have gone in any direction with their cap space.
Now here's Beverly, launches a 3, and another 3 for Houston.
Most any NBA player can make you pay when you leave them that wide open. That's why you have to stay alert on defense.
Parker outside. It's hauled in by Beverly.
You know, with the Spurs and their offseason options, it's actually going to get more flexible after the end of the 2015 season when they can practically build their entire team from scratch. Almost zero salary commitments for them at the end of the 2015 season.
And it's Parker again missing.
You gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
It's stolen by Duncan. Leonard attacking. Duncan high post. And the wide open shot from Green. And he's good on the 3-ball. Green's got his third basket of the night.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Houston with a big group substitution here. Terrence Jones is checked in for Howard. Montejunas comes in for Smith. Brewer is checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
1:06 left here in the opening quarter.
Defensive foul.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
There's 48 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Fires it up, and he hits the jump shot. Harden's got 13 points.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And here's Mills from the arc. That's good.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominated.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
Now here's Jones from down in the low post. It goes. Jones has got his first points of the game. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage anyhow. And the foul on Jason Terry. That is his first foul of the game. Pablo Prigioni is checked in for James Harden. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ginobili outside. He kicks it to Baines. Just 5 to shoot. Passes it to Diaw. Spurs working the ball around now. And it's good. Mills has got 8 points.
That is not an easy shot right there. He had to get it off over a taller defender.
A little bit of a rainbow three, but like you said, it had to be with the size mismatch.
And the basket by Prigioni.
Oh, the rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
I thought it might be a little imprudent to try to get those points right back, but it worked.
And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams scoring well, but it's all tied up. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for San Antonio. Hills at point with Bellinelli. They're the backcourt. Ginobili out there with Boris Diaw. And it's Baines in at the 5 spot. Gioni for 3. And another 3 for Houston.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, James Harden, a sixth man with the Thunder, but he's the go-to guy in Houston, a role he's very comfortable in. He said, quote, in college and high school, I was always the focal point. Now I'm back to my old ways, needing to be the leader, needing to score. In any situation, I'm going to be good. Kevin, he's certainly been good for the Rockets.
A one-man wrecking crew, Doris. Thank you. Houston in the lead. Well, the Rockets were so deadly, Steve, in this building, and a lot of that was because of how fast they would get things going.
Yeah, they would often blitz opponents out of the gate and just manage the lead after the first quarter.
Here's Mills, and there's the rejection. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Brewer, and he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Houston, a whole new five on the floor. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Spurs trail by 6. Leonard attacking to halt the run, and the jumper falls for him.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
Now here's Beverly. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
Still Rockets ball. 9 seconds on the shot.
It's Harden with the drive. Here's Smith. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Smith's got the lead up to 6 now for the Rockets.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
For Houston, they've gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter.
Well, you talk about the elite point guards in the NBA. A lot of times Tony Parker's name gets overlooked. Something about playing in San Antonio seems to keep you off the radar, but make no mistake, Parker is a true star and, most importantly, a proven winner.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Houston leading by 5. Here's Harden on the wing. He's got 16. Out left to the wing. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 for Houston. And Parker Clark, a 6-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champion, heavily decorated player.
Yeah, he really is, and he's shooting to become the Spurs' first 20-year guy. Now, how crazy would that be? I mean, he came to the Spurs at 19, so he's got an outside chance at it. Sure. He says his body feels great. Yeah. The way Pop manages minutes for his guys, he thinks he can play at a high level for a long time. That'll be fun to watch to see if it happens out.
Good story, right?
Yeah.
Green is checked in for Bellinelli. Ariza kicks to Beverly. It's stolen by Green. Leonard attacking and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Rockets.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
I think they're also getting some good looks in transition, doing a nice job of running the floor.
Kawhi Leonard has been talked about and mentioned as the future of this San Antonio Spurs team. 23 years old is all he is, and already a great defender and a much improved shooter from his days at San Diego State.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And for Kawhi Leonard, we know about his defense, but you think, Steve, he can become a go-to offensive player?
Well, he's going to need to, Kevin. When Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan move on, this is going to be Kawhi Leonard's team. And I thought what was interesting was the Spurs gave him more of a burden last year offensively. They started to give him more and more looks isolation-wise down on the block, and he's developed at a beautiful rate. He's coming into his own.
Closing in on 4 minutes play.